Hey EJ fam, what's good? What's popping? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. To all my class of 2023, to everyone who is graduating this year, a big congratulations to all of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of how far you've come, and I'm so happy that you're finally inching closer to your dream of being a bachelor's holder, a master's holder, a PhD holder. Congratulations to all of you. Now, just before you say goodbye to that university, to that Chinese university, here are three things that you need to have in place. If you want to know what those three things are, then definitely keep on watching. Number one, you need to have a recommendation letter from your supervisor in your previous school. That is your school where you are just leaving. Okay, if you're graduating, whether you're graduating from your bachelor's, your master's, your PhD, you definitely have a project supervisor who must have helped you during your time, studying in the university and writing your thesis and all of that. What you need to do now, before you leave that school, before you leave that environment, is go to your supervisor's office. If you have to chat him up online, tell him, oh Laoshe, I need a recommendation letter from you. I would also advise, like for people who don't have a very good relationship with their supervisors, this is probably the time to, up your game. This is probably the time when you need to start acting well, acting like a good student. Okay, in case anybody for any reason doesn't know what a recommendation letter is, it's just a letter that your supervisor is going to write in favor of you. They're going to write that, okay, I supervise this person from this year to this year. This is also like to just give you guys an idea of what should be in your recommendation letter, as some of your professors don't even know how to go about it. Some of these professors, if you're very close with your supervisor, he might even tell you to draft the letter and then he'll just put his sign and signature and stamp on it. Okay, so if you're asked to draft it yourself, it's just going to be made up of, oh, I supervise this person from this year to this year. This person is a good student, or this person has good academic records. They're very hardworking. I'm sure we all know what a recommendation letter should be about. Now, here's the trick. A lot of times we get recommendation letters that has to do with a specific thing. So let's say you're applying for another school, for another program, so you get a recommendation letter that is talking about that program you are applying for. Now, that is not bad. It's also good, but try as much as possible to also get a recommendation that is just general. Okay, it's not specific to applying for school or specific to applying for a particular thing, if you get what I mean. So just, you never can tell where you might need it. Okay, let a supervisor give a general approach or a general recommendation that, oh, this person is generally a good person, they're able to work well as a team, they're able to also work individually, the person is quick thinking, problem solving, just these interesting words that people out there want to see in your recommendation letter. Okay, meet your professor today as soon as possible, because trust me, if you leave that school without getting the recommendation letter, it's going to be difficult for you to get it from him again. Before you can get hold of that man, it's going to be a struggle. Some of them, they're not going to give you by themselves. In fact, majority of them, it won't even cross their mind. And except for some of us who are actively trying to get into maybe another major or something, and then you actually need a recommendation letter from your past professor or your past supervisor, they are the ones that will remember, okay, let me ask this man for this document. But for some of us who don't really need it, maybe you're not applying to do another studies, still get the recommendation letter. Anything at all from any person that has some kind of high ranking or social status can help you in this life. Okay, you never can tell where it can help you, but it can definitely help you somewhere. So get it. Now, the next thing that you have to do if you're graduating from a Chinese university would be to translate your documents. There is a notarizing, there is a translating. If your certificate comes purely in Chinese, you have to translate it to English and also notarize it. Okay, now for some schools, they're going to give you both the Chinese version and the English version. Like my previous school, Hohai University, I actually have a copy of my degree certificate in Chinese and a copy of it in English language as well. So I didn't have to do the translating myself. All I have to do is just notarize it, right? But I've heard that for some people, their schools only issue the Chinese form of their degree certificate, you have to find a way to notarize it, to translate and notarize it. Just ask the necessary questions. How do I translate my document? You can even ask your teachers. If your friends or the people around you don't know, ask your teachers, how do I translate my documents? How do I notarize it? And just make sure that you have all of those things in place before you leave the school, because you might be applying to even leave China, right? Or maybe you're applying to a school in an English teaching country and they don't speak Chinese, they don't understand Chinese. So you have to have a copy of your document in English, and if you have it, if you translate it by yourself, it has to be notarized to make sure that it is real, it is not fake. Do you get my point? Now, the third and final point, and might I say most important point, or most important thing that you need to do before you graduate from your university here in China, is that you need to have a plan B. You need to have a next step. You need to know what you are doing next or where you are going next. Don't just graduate and be like, okay, now I've graduated, what next? No, that should not be you, okay? You should already have known what you are doing next before you graduate from your previous school. Now, it's no news. I don't need to even tell you that the moment you graduate from your current school, your visa is just going to expire, okay? For some people, maybe because their thesis delayed or graduation delayed or defense delayed, you have some extra time, they say a few months, on your visa and things like that. But for some of us, the moment you're done with everything, with the school, your visa is going to expire. Even if you have anything left, it will be like very, very little time. So that is not even enough time for you to start planning the next thing you're going to do. Especially if you want to remain in China, or maybe you want to get a job or you want to do another degree, you already know that even 1 year, okay, 1 year before you graduate from your major, you're already researching the schools you want to do your next degree. You're already applying to these schools. And then as soon as you have all your documents, you already apply and you already get the admission, probably get a scholarship to continue in the next study you want to do, okay? Guys, as long as you are in China, okay, there are so many options that you have available to you. Don't sleep on a bicycle. Don't dull yourself, okay? There are so many schools that you can apply to. You can apply to 1,000 schools. Trust me, there's nobody stopping you. It's only going to be stressful, but it is worth it in the end. Keep telling people as much as you can. Don't just even have a plan B. Have a plan B, C, D, E, F, all the way to Z, if possible. Why? Because this country is not for the weak. It's not for the faint-hearted, okay? I've heard stories of people who got stranded after graduating because they didn't have a next plan. They didn't have a next move. And I'm just like, how? What have you been doing for the past 4 years? You were doing your bachelor's, or the past 3 years you were doing your master's, or the past... I'm just like, how really? But it happens because, like I've said time and time again, time goes so fast in this country. Everything just happens so fast. And before you know, you're like, geez, I have 1 month left on my visa. And then you now see people running up and down, looking for agents, looking for this, looking for that. That shouldn't be you, okay? Trust me, you don't even want it to be you, because you are going to be stressed. And apart from the fact that you're going to be stressed, it might not even end well for you. You might have to leave the country unplanned. You might have to leave the country when you didn't really want to leave. You wanted to stay back. So whatever it is you want to do, start early and start planning towards it. Remember, I said don't just have a plan B, have a plan B, C, D, E, F. So don't just apply to one school. Even if one school gives you admission, don't just say, okay, this school has given me admission, let me not forget about the rest. No. Make sure that you've gotten visa and you have settled in one place before you now say, okay, now I have this one, and then you can decide to relax a bit. I felt this was a really important and timely video to share with you guys. So there are 3 things that you really need to do as a matter of urgency before you graduate from your major or from your current discipline. Now, I wish you guys all the best in your future endeavors. If you have any questions about studying in China, living in China, like that, then my DM on Instagram is open. Feel free to reach out to me and I'll help you guys in any way that I can. I hope you guys have learned a thing or two from this video. Smash that like button for me if you did, and also subscribe to my channel if you're new here. You want to see more videos about living and thriving as a foreigner here in China. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you in my next one. For now, bye guys.